Hello everyone, Gebetron back again. This video we're going to learn all about the anti-tank gun and how to operate it. Uh, Hit the T key to bring up the HUD. In the bottom left hand corner of the screen you'll see Faringtail is in as a squad leader and Gebetron is spawned in as the anti-tank role. First thing you need to know to be able to build an anti-tank gun is that you have to be the anti-tank role. Um, Back here you'll see we have plenty of supplies in the area to build this anti-tank gun. So let's scroll down to our wrench where we'll find if we hold down the right mouse key um, that you can build an anti-tank gun. It says Pack 40, that's the name of the anti-tank gun. 0 of 1 means we can only build one of these at a time. And 30 means it takes 30 resources to build one. If you want to learn more about um, the capabilities of the anti-tank role, please check um, the card in the top right-hand corner. I'll also put a link to that video in the description below. For the purpose of this video, let's just pretend that we're here at Hospice or Hot Spice, as the community likes to refer to it as. And let's pretend that we have intel that there's a tank coming down this road, or we expect a tank. We want to ambush it, whatever. There's different theories on how to place these anti-tank guns, where to place them, when to place them, and we're not going to go into that here in this video. But let's get it as far over here as we kind of can. Um, Also, you hit Q and E to change the orientation of the gun. Let's get it as far over here as we kind of can because we want to be able to see down this road as far as possible. We want to be able to hit that tank before it sees us. So let's go ahead and build this. Something to note is that once you build an anti-tank gun, you cannot build another one within 150 meters of a current one, which means even if somebody else places an anti-tank gun, I cannot build one near it. You have to be within or outside of a 150 meter radius of a current gun. Okay, now we have our gun down. Let's see what it looks like on the map. Here we'll hit M, and it looks like this. It looks like a shell or a round. It says anti-tank gun, empty, empty. Those are the two seats. There's a gunner seat and a loader seat. So let's enter this thing. Walk up to it, hold down F to enter it. Now you notice at the bottom right hand of the screen it says round empty. That means there is currently not any ammunition loaded in the gun. Traverse 0 degrees if you move it left. By hitting the A key, you go to negative degrees. Hitting the D key moves it to the right. Elevation, -1 mil. Hitting the W key will elevate it. Hitting the S key will bring it back down. Let's just leave it there. You'll also notice that it says F2 empty, F1 Gebetron. Every time you enter an empty gun, whether it's artillery or anti-tank, you always enter as the gunner first. If you want to learn more about artillery, there's a card for that in the top right-hand corner of the screen. I will also put a link to that video in the description below. So what do we need to do? We need to get a ammunition in this thing. So let's hold down F2 to change seats. Now you'll notice at the bottom right hand of the screen it says 1. That refers to the number 1. I assume that at some point they will have different ammunition. They'll have armor piercing and high explosive, but as of right now they only have armor piercing. It says 1 PZGR, which stands for Panzergrenade, or however you pronounce that, but it's the armor piercing shell. 40 AP, AP stands for armor piercing. Then there's a picture of an explosion and 5 munitions. Now if we hit M at the top of our map, to the top left here, you'll see it says munitions 527 plus 3. If you want to learn more about resources, click on the card at the top right. I'll also put a link to that video in the description below. But every time you fire a round out of this anti-tank gun, it costs you 5 munitions. So keep that in mind. Don't go just firing at anything for no reason. Uh, anyway, let's load around. To load around, all you do is tap the R key. You don't have to hold it down. So let's go back over to the gunner seat, F1. And in order to look down the sight, you scroll your mouse wheel forward, and then we'll be able to adjust our sight, wherever we want it. Something to note here, let me just back out. I will have my friend Faringtail get on this gun because there's a couple things you need to know when it comes to moving this gun. Now, if you'll notice, she's going to move left to right, and the only thing that's moving is the actual barrel of the gun. So there's a limited amount of degrees we can move that as the gunner. However, if she enters the loader seat, you'll notice that now when she moves left and right, she's able to move the entire apparatus, which means we could theoretically turn this thing 360 degrees if we needed to. Um, you know, so it's highly recommended that you always have a two-man team when you are using one of these, because the rate of fire with one person is abysmal. And if we hit this tank coming down this road, the first time, they're going to know where we're at. We're going to give our position away. And if we don't get that second round loaded and fired before they spot us, we're dead meat. So I highly recommend that you always have a two-man team, a loader and a gunner. And you're also going to kind of want to defend this because there's going to be infantry coming up with tanks, uh, it's kind of a large operation. Anyway, let's get back in here. Let's go down, move our sight, and to fire, of course, you just click the left mouse key. That is pretty much that. In order to take this thing down, like let's say, we were moving up, we took hospice, we destroyed all these tanks, and now we want to move up to artillery battery, maybe put an anti-tank gun, here on the map or something. We can't just leave this here, because if I go up here further and I try to put one down, it says, well, first of all, it says can't place here, but let's find a place. There we go. It says item limit reached 1 of 1. I can only build one of these at a time. So in order to move it, we have to go back here with our wrench. If we have anything else up, we'll just try to enter it. So we got to have our wrench up, and let's dismantle it. Now, you don't have to be the anti-tank role to dismantle it. Anybody on your team with a wrench can dismantle the anti-tank gun. Now that we've taken it down, we've gained the ability to move it, anywhere else on the map, as long as it's not, within 150 meters of another anti-tank gun. Well, that is how you operate the anti-tank gun. Please like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, leave a comment if I left something out, or if you have any great ideas on how to place these things, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thank you very much, everyone.